Do you imagine your inner child never experiencing abundance, success, health, having a nice body, looking good, having good relationship, friendships, because you have spent all of your life thinking of why your past is the reason why your current reality isn't working. And you're not 100% wrong, but keeping this mindset is what's gonna stop you from actually creating the future you want for yourself. And your past should be your ulterior motive for your future. It should be your ultimate guide to what you don't want to experience, to what you want to heal, and to what you want to give your inner child. Because blaming your relationships, your friendships, yourself, your traumas, your wounds, I'm sorry to break it to you, is never gonna get you to where you really want to be. And unfortunately, you have went through a lot of things, and we have all went through dark things, hard things. But the reality is that even if life is like that and we have went through those things, who's gonna take care of those things and implement what we really want? It's ourselves. So instead of being the victim of your past, you should be the leader of your past. You should understand your patterns, your wounds so much and so well that you know exactly how they're showing up in your relationships and in your friendships, and how they are sabotaging yourself. You should know so much about yourself that your past has no longer any control over yourself. And this is what we're gonna bring down today in this video, and I'm gonna help you guys get there. Your past should be the evidence of exactly what you don't want to repeat. Most of us believe that we have no control over our future because our past has programmed us so much into believing and into having so much low self-belief towards ourselves, so much low self-trust, that we don't even realize the inner power we have to actually get to access the future we truly desire and we truly deserve. Because we have been programmed so much with all of our traumas or wounds that have affected us, that has even made us not even realize our own inner power within ourselves and our own inner power to create and to achieve and to fulfill. Your past is not the final destination. It's a guide to understanding what hurt you, what betrayed you, who wasn't there, and how it's showing up right now in your life. In how you don't believe in yourself, in how you don't think you can achieve goals, you don't trust yourself, in why you have those self-sabotaging patterns. You're staying stuck with friendships that don't accept you because deep down you've been taught to not accept yourself. So therefore, your belief right now is you don't accept yourself, you don't love yourself, and you won't. The answer is either you do the same thing over and over again of what your past has taught you about yourself, of how you should act, of what you should believe about yourself, of what you should accept and what you should tolerate, or you decide to heal, to bring awareness upon your action, upon what you have went through, and to stop letting it affect you and control what you could actually experience fulfilling better. What patterns keep showing up? Where are you disrespecting yourself? Why don't you believe in yourself? Why are you self-sabotaging every single time you set a goal? Why are you staying with friendships that are rejecting you, that are bullying you, that are mocking you, that don't want to spend time with you, that don't respect you? Why are you staying with someone that doesn't respect you, that doesn't love you, that doesn't accept you, that puts you down, that disrespects you? Why? You don't truly believe you want those things. Something in your childhood has made you believe that this is how much you're worth. This is how much you can have more. We are only gonna think we can access what we've experienced. So as long as you don't understand your past, as long as you don't decide to heal, to bring awareness, and to finally take control over your life, you're gonna stay stuck with beliefs that aren't even yours and that come from people that these own things came from other people that they haven't healed. That this is programmed, okay? So you have to understand that you have the control to change your future, your present reality. I'm not telling you it's going to be easy, but you cannot continue reliving your past over and over and over again, because no one is going to pity you, No one is gonna be sad for you. No one cares for you. You're the only person that truly needs to care for yourself, because no one's gonna do it for you. Even if you might have people that will be there for a few seconds, you are what you have only. You're the only person you have. So you have to show up for yourself, you have to understand yourself, and you have to reprogram what you have been taught to believe about yourself that never came from you, that you never believed about yourself, and that if you didn't went through that, you wouldn't experience those low self-belief, those self-sabotaging patterns, those negative friendships. You have been programmed, and you need to deprogram yourself through healing, awareness, where is it coming from, and taking control. Because the moment you decide to believe in yourself, even when you don't yet do, is the moment you're proving to yourself you're actually choosing that path. Because, okay, I'm gonna let go of those friendships that are betraying me. I'm gonna be alone. But what is it gonna do for my future? I'm taking the first step to actually accessing the fulfilling lifestyle I want for myself. You're making the first step to self-belief towards yourself, to self-trust towards yourself, and to self-love towards yourself. But this comes from you only. And one action like that is going to lead you to another action where you're going to do the same thing. No, I respect myself, I love myself, I do what is necessary for my future self. And over time, one day you're going to wake up with your dream friendships, your dream relationships, your dream body, and you're gonna actually love yourself and be so proud of yourself for believing in yourself even when you didn't yet do. And that is what healing is about. And that is what you need to bring awareness. You need to reflect on your patterns. You need to be vulnerable. You need to journal. You need to do shadow work. You need to do all of the hard things to get to the fulfilling path you will have in your future, and even right now in your present reality. Because the moment you decide to finally be there for yourself, to show up for yourself when no one ever did, is the moment you're gonna actually naturally will access it already. You will already access it because you're already doing the first step that will lead you there. What you know as truth, your traumas, your wounds, what you haven't healed, is what is becoming what you think about yourself, what you think you're worthy of, and is determining your current reality, because it's literally shaping how you're going to behave, how you're gonna think, what you're gonna accept, what you're gonna settle for. And until you experience new possibilities that show you, oh wow, I can actually have good friendships, I can actually have good relationships, you're gonna stay stuck with your limiting beliefs. And I mean, it's hard to heal, it's hard to do the inner work deep down, but what's harder is being controlled by things you have never chosen yourself, by traumas, wounds that could easily be changed if you would do the inner work. And so your lack of everything you've experienced become your future, your relationships, your way of living, your way of behaving. Understand that right now you are repeating what is your known as truth. So what you haven't healed, your traumas, your wounds, and your low self-belief, your low self-esteem, you're repeating what you have been taught in your childhood, what has been programmed onto you. And now it's controlling your way of living, your way of thinking, your behavior, because your inner child wants to protect themselves. They don't want to re-experience the pain that someone has caused them. And that is one of the reasons why many of us have patterns. It is not patterns because we ultimately want to self-sabotage ourselves. Those are patterns to protect our inner child that thinks is safe for us to not re-experience the pain they have went through. But that is when healing comes in place, because when you realize the pain that your inner child has went through is your ability to understand that even if those patterns are trying to protect my inner child, now let's implement patterns that will actually serve my inner child and do the real deep inner work. Not implementing patterns that are self-sabotaging me at the end of the day, but patterns that are showing me, okay, I'm bringing awareness upon myself. Where is this protective mechanism coming from and what is it protecting? And how can I give my inner child what they truly need? Journaling, getting in touch with your feelings, shadow work. And after, it's all about your actions towards yourself. So letting go of toxic friendships, of people that are not respecting you, that are not treating you well. Same with your relationships, with partners, just in general, even with family members. After, showing up for yourself, working out, building confidence, self-esteem, implementing new goals that will make you implement and achieve self-esteem within yourself. It doesn't just come from letting go of friendships or relationships. It also comes from showing up for yourself, because when you show up for yourself, you do something good, you build self-trust, self-belief, and self-love. Because you're giving yourself something good. You're giving yourself something good and you decide to show up for this person. And that is how over time you're healing, your mindset is going to become stronger, more resilient, and you're going to naturally, when you show up for yourself, you're not going to accept any bullshit from anyone. Because the way you treat yourself is the way you will experience other people treating you the same way. So that is why you need to heal. You need to give yourself self-love. So this can show up in your reality. And when you treat yourself with respect, with love, you're gonna naturally not settle for less than that with other people, with your goals, with your way of living. Because that's how you're acting with yourself. So my angels, I want you guys to really take your past as your ulterior motive for your future. What do you need to heal? What do you need to let go? Healing means you're letting go of everything holding you back, of your fears, of your wounds, of negative beliefs about yourself, what you can accomplish, what you can do, what you deserve. You have to bring awareness, do shadow work, and heal what is holding you back. The other tip is choosing discomfort over comfort. It's gonna be hard, but think of your inner child and how much they're looking up to you. Do you really want them to stay programmed from their past? Do you want to give them everything they can have instead of what they've been programmed to think that's only what they deserve? You need to take your inner child as ulterior motive. I'm not telling you healing is easy. I'm not telling you to do all of this tomorrow. But I want you to think about it. I want you to take the time to really cultivate self-love within yourself, show up for yourself, and just one action, those tiny actions over time are going to build up to other actions you're going to take and to other decisions you're going to take that are going to lead you to becoming the future version of yourself you've always wanted to be. Even just working out, staying consistent and working out is naturally already gonna build new limiting beliefs about yourself, what you can accomplish, and after, you're gonna implement something else. That is why consistency, actions, decisions, even just one, can dramatically change your life. You can look up the snowball effect, but everything you do multiplies itself in other decisions and other results. It's the same thing with your life right now that you don't like. You don't like it because you're repeating the same actions and decisions that are showing you you don't deserve better, you're not worth more, or showing you your past. So now you have to do the opposite. You have to do, okay, what can I show to my past that isn't true? Okay, I'm showing up for myself, I'm letting go of toxic people, I'm choosing to believe in myself, I'm achieving the goals I've always wanted to have, and over time, you're gonna get closer and closer and closer and closer to who you truly wanted to be. When I started my healing journey, I didn't become in 2 years where I am right now. It was one decision. First, it was letting go of toxic friendships. After it was of toxic relationships, it was like in a matter of months, you know. I was doing shadow work, journaling. You can look up shadow work, it's really gonna help you. And after, I met someone incredible in my life that have taught my nervous system new possibilities and new beliefs about myself that made me start running, that made me go work out. And after, I went to start my modeling career, and after, I did my YouTube channel. So all of those things were dreams that I've always wanted to have, and not even dreams, but things I never thought I could do. But since I've been taught new possibilities because of my actions, because of getting out of my comfort zone, doing the hard decisions, leaving certain situations, how I got to where I am today. And that's where I want you guys to get to as well, because you deserve all of the beautiful things in the world, like I do, like anyone do out there. And the world can be unfair, I know that, but just please give yourself that gift. Trust me on this one. And on that, I will see you all in another video. I love you all, my angels. If you have any feedback, comments, or ways you're gonna show up for yourself this week, you can leave it in the comments. And on that, let's all support each other, and I will see you all in another video.